Good morning, and it's still the morning. Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? Morning, and it's still the morning. Shit, Wally's back. BRB. At least, let me think it is. Is the audio? BRB. Oh, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. The audio is good. Oof, I thought we'd have to start again. Anyway, good morning. How are we all doing today? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. We are streaming live from Cape Verde today because it's only 10:38 in Cape Verde. They're now behind. That's the story, and we're sticking to it now. Busy morning. So we're a bit late, but it's good. How are we all doing? Welcome in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. Shout out to Bibby as well in the chat, who says, "Hello, boys. Happy birthday." Happy birthday. Was that yesterday or today? It's today, right?
It's today. Yeah, it's today.
There we go. Happy birthday, Max. Hey, welcome
Happy
in.
birthday, bro.
So jumping back through the chat, Lake has been here for a while. What time do you call this, says Magic Man? Well, it's 10:38 in Cape Verde. That's what time it is. It's 11:38. It's 11:38. It's fine. It's okay. Ignore it. Good afternoon-ish, gents. Good morning, all. Morning, friends. Panda Presents says, taps watch accordingly. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. We make no apologies. Ish is pushing it today. Happy Tuesday. Well, it's closer to Tuesday than 10 a.m. ish. That's... Yeah,
all very good point.
Audio fucked and no it fixed. Yeah, no, I started off and the audio was dodge, so then I was just about to go back again and it came back, so I don't know. Nice one, Streamlabs, this is what you like to see. Travelling the world when there's travel bans must be flush enough to bribe customs. I mean, that's what happens. Bibby and his Lambos, all we did was, it just sold one of the many Lambos that he's not driven for a few weeks. But there you go. Anyway, welcome in, everyone. It's Monday, the start of a new week. My name is Graham, and this, in the Fresh Ice Cream Uploads hat, I like the fact that you've held the hat to the side bib for a little while and brought it back, and you absolutely 100% did not misplace it for a while, which you were just telling me before we went live.
It was an accidental benching, but we give some love to the other Twitch hats and all the rest of the hats that I've got. But yeah, it's back. The OG's back.
I mean, the Crash Bandicoot hat does deserve some attention, so yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway, welcome in. As mentioned, my name is Graham. This is Bib, and that is an Ice Cream Uploads hat, as is this. Nice. We, in true ice creamy fashion, are about to give you the scoop. This is your daily dose of the news from the world of video games and beyond. And some people, us, may say the UK's #1 video game podcast. It's true.
It always goes with that. Mainly us.
Mainly us. Anyway, we're going to give you our thoughts and impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games, and we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. So if you're here live in the chat at 10 a.m. in Cape Verde, it's 11:40. We go live at 10 a.m. ish. We have an emote that says ish, so it's not always going to be 10 a.m. So we go live at 10 a.m. ish each every single week there, twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. Massive ish today, I know. But anyway, if you are live with us at 10 a.m. ish, then please feel free to get involved in the Twitch chat, because we turn this live stream into a podcast, a video that goes out on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and other places that can be said in a deep voice for no reason. But yeah, all those places. So if you are in the chat, use your voice on behalf of everyone that may be watching and listening on demand a little bit later on, but can't get involved with us right here, right now, live in the chat. Couple of things to mention. First of all, exclamation mark, loot drop in the chat. Chatbot should be open. It looks like it is. So nice. Exclamation mark, loot bot in the chat. If you are a subscriber, make sure you check that out. I know that there was a lot of gifties, loads of gifted subs last week. Shout out to Enix for that. Much appreciated, Jordan. I believe there was more as well. Apologies for, if I can't... Yeah, I'm not going to go scrolling through the feed. Anyone that gave in gifted, we incredibly appreciate it, but anyone that did get a gifted sub, make sure that you have linked your Twitch and Discord accounts, because if you're in our Discord, that could get you extra prizes for free just for being a sub. It's one of the ways that we give back to subscribers, so make sure you check it out. And the other thing to mention, seeing as I'm wearing my Ghost of Tsushima hoodie, is that your RPD hoodie, bit?
That is my RPD hoodie.
It's almost like we planned it. We didn't plan it, by the way. But we are now part of the Insert Coin stream family, the Coin Army. And yeah, we're going to be doing another stream on Insert Coin channels in a few weeks' time. But, well, 6 weeks' time, 7 weeks' time. But we have a discount code for you. So if you want to buy yourself any Insert Coin clothing, exclamation mark, Insert Coin, we'll give you the discount code. And there you go. That's all of the stuff out of the way. Plum Rico says, good day to you both. Welcome in, dude. Welcome in. Panda says, good answer, Ice Cream. Well, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. What did Bibby get you for your birthday? You said he was going to get you a PS5. Did he get you it or not?
Yeah, right. No way.
I, humble brag, did manage to get a PS5 this morning.
Thank you for the ice cream.
So there's that. Yeah. Let me jump into the split screen so you can see a bit more of Bib. There he is. So yeah, I did put some messages out. Let me give you a PS5 tip, by the way, just because it worked for me this morning. I've been saying that Stock Informer hasn't been the greatest at informing people of stock. It's kind of what the name's about. However, after seeing very little information coming through from Stock Informer, I think Stock Informer's system only works with larger retailers. So things like Game, I say larger, I mean like cross-market retailers. Things like Game haven't been getting any stock notifications, but Amazon went live with new PS5 stock today, and Stock Informer's Telegram notifications were instantaneous, which is how I managed to get my PS5 and tell a shitload of other people. I've had messages of people seeing my tweet that I put out this morning say, "Thank you, I've managed to buy a PS5." Nice. I've seen a lot more people saying I've not managed to get one, which is a bit shit. But if you want to get fast notifications, particularly when they go into things like Amazon, which usually has a better site and more stock than other sites, although it still shit itself and went down, make sure you go to Stock Informer, sign up for their notifications, but get the Telegram ones. Telegram is basically WhatsApp, but gets used for all sorts of dodgy dealings, as well as useful dealings, like getting stock notifications from Stock Informer. So make sure you try that. Try it. Do it. Or not. You don't have to. It's up to you. But it worked for me because I've got my digital PS5 coming tomorrow. Nice. Yeah. Thank you very much for the loot drop and insert coin commands, Madge. What a guy. What did you do in your insert coin stream? Did you play a game or just chat? We played A Way Out. So it's about 25 quid, I think, to buy the game on its own, although you do get it included in EA Play, which you can get 1 month off for 79p, or you could last week. I don't know if that still continues. And it's basically, you need 2 people. Only one person has to purchase the game or purchase EA Play, and then the other person gets to play it for free. So it's basically a split screen, side by side, co-op. I play as one character, Bibby plays as the other character, and there's a lot of like quick time moments and some bits that tie together. It's really good. It's a really good co-op game. Anyway, we did the first 3 hours ish of that. So we've got about 3 hours ish left, which will be on the next episode. It's actually in the videos on demand on the VODs on twitch.tv/official insert coin. If anyone wants to go and see that, it's a good watch. Genuinely is a good watch, and you get to see Bibby's tickle tackle. Not Bibby's, but Bibby's character. So if you want to see Wiener, fill your boots. There you go. I mean, fill your boots with a wiener. That's a big old wiener, but that's a different story. Anyway. Shogun says the UK's #1 video games podcast. I was talking about you the other day, Show, how you nailed our intro. I mean, so this morning I woke up. I've got my let me switch the alternate cam. Don't know if you can actually see it. I've got this my PUBG care package infuser thing, whatever you call them, spaffing out Albus oil into the room because I'm a little bit bunged up today. So the next time I'm feeling a bit bunged up, I can just sit out and Shaw can come in and deliver the full intro because he was nailing it. He had the podcast things. He had the UK's #1 video game podcast as well. The thoughts and impressions bits. The time we go live ish. It was on point. Nailed it. So yeah, sure. You're our stand-in. Still searching for the elusive Xbox Series X. Do you know what? You might be a little bit late now, Plum Rico. But this was tweeted 34 minutes ago. It was showing as in stock in Very. Do you know, I'm going to click on it rather than putting the link in. It might not be in stock anymore. Okay, let me see. Oh no, it's out of stock. My bad. I was about to build your hopes up. I put the link in anyway, but it was in stock in Very about half an hour ago. 34 minutes ago, it was in stock. So yeah, it might jump in and jump out. Very does have a little bit of like, sometimes they're in and then they're gone and then they check and then they get more or stuff. So it might be worth keeping your eye on there. But yeah, they were in stock, but not anymore. My bad. Hey, caught the X today, says Drew. Nice! Where did you get it from, Drew? Welcome in as well, by the way, dude. That sounds like an awesome co-op game. I'll check the VODs. It genuinely is. It's super easy, and it's a little bit far-fetched, but that's kind of what you want. You like playing through a blockbuster film, but with a friend. It's really good. It is really good. Just had another notification through Plum Rico. Check Very again. Oh, there you go. Nice. Always ready for the call up, lads. Grab shin pads. Nice. I expect the next time Shaw is back on the scoop, I expect him to be sat there with shin pads. I mean, last time he was on, he was sat there in his Man United decorated bedroom. So this time he could just bring his shin pads in with it. Nice. Series X prices are coming down close to RRP now on eBay, which is great for those that want one. I actually saw a few PS5s close to RRP yesterday. I saw a PS5 disc edition boxed and sealed on eBay for $450 yesterday. Obviously, they're $449. I didn't actually message or anything because I'm not after a disc one, but I did then see another one selling a digital one for like $400, where they're for $360. So yeah, the scalpers prices are coming down. If that continues, then scalpers just won't bother soon because nobody's interested. So fingers crossed. Bearded Edge! Hey, morning Callum. I'll read. And Rav is here as well. What's going on, guys? Hey. Well, we're just about to jump into some news. We've just been having a little bit of a chinwag, talking about PS5s and bits and Series X's, trying to get people hooked up, sharing the knowledge. I mention it again for anyone that may be just coming in. Check out Stock Informer and look at the option to add Telegram alerts to your phone. Because yeah, it's literally just auto messaging. So when something goes live, you just get an auto message to your phone saying, I've signed up to 2 different Telegram. Where is it? Telegram. I don't know what you call them. Chats, like you've got WhatsApp. Yeah, chats, like WhatsApp chats. Telegram looks almost identical to WhatsApp. You're probably not going to be able to see it. Yeah, no. And I've signed up to digital edition and disc edition alerts, and this morning I've been getting alerts for them into there. So it sends you a link through. You just click on the link and you go straight to wherever it is, and then you can buy it. Jobs are good. Definitely worth doing it. Thanks to Telegram for giving us £10,000 as a sponsorship for this morning. Nice. No, they didn't really, but they could do if they want. Anyway, Ravi, the world's best Pokemon trainer. I did see you went live yesterday, Ravi. I didn't see it until like afterwards, though. I looked at my phone. I was knee deep in making a murderer like 3 years later when everyone else is watching it, so we decided to watch that yesterday. So I did see it after. But how'd you get on? Anyway, before we jump in, good weekend, babe? Nice?
Do you know what, Graham? I had every single intention of playing the new Resident Evil demo this weekend and streaming it. I had every single intention. Woke up.
We were all sat here thinking, do you know what, Bibbs is going to be on air? Treat us to a few stains, let's put it that way.
Yeah, but I ended up finishing and watching The Crown. I'm obsessed. Genuinely, like the whole of this weekend have been spent watching The Crown. It's now finished. I've done all 4 seasons with Samantha. Everything's done. So now tonight, live exclusive, 8 p.m. tonight. Woo! We're going through Resident Evil. The demo.
Oh, that's what we like to see. See this? I didn't even know this. I mean, I'm talking to maybe live on air now, and I didn't know this. I've saved that little snippet of information for a bit of a live material. But yeah, tonight is the one, 8 p.m. We're going to be going live with the Resident Evil demo. I've had it downloaded for 2 days. I've genuinely just not wanted to get off the sofa watching The Crown. By the way, if you've not watched it, absolutely start it. It's fantastic. How many seasons is it? Like three or four?
4.
And how many episodes?
And there's only 10.
Oh, see, that's good for me because I'm not a fan of ones that have got like 22, 23, 24, 25 episodes a season and then 72 seasons. You're like, well, if I start watching it now, I will get one just in time for PS5s to be in stock. Yeah. Nope.
But yeah, it's only 10 episodes in each season. But they change the cast every 2 seasons.
Well, we are, like I say, we're 6 or 7 episodes into season 2 of Making Her a Murderer, so we've only got like 4 hours-ish left on that. So, I spot a cat! Yeah, there we go! Cat butt in the bottom corner of the screen. Nice. Anyone can't see it, it's just down here. My mouse on baby screens. There we go! I'm stroking a cat butt inadvertently. That's not what I meant to do. Anyway, on that bombshell, or bombshell as it may be, let's jump into our first news story of the day. And this is something that Baby brought to our attention whilst I was on stream playing PUBG on Friday afternoon. So we obviously did the scoop Friday morning. I jumped on and did 3-4 hours of PUBG Friday afternoon. A lot of people jumped in, which was nice to see. Because it wasn't really queued up. It was kind of reactive, obviously, because we're having work done in the house, which will continue this week. Not today, but will continue this week, so there will be more disruptions as the week goes on. Apologies for that. But anyway, mid that stream, Bibi dropped the nugget that Xbox had basically increased the price of their subscription service, Xbox Live Gold, by 100%. So if you were paying in dollars for an Xbox Live Gold subscription, one subscription came to $59.99, $60 for the annual subscription. That $60 though was increased to $120 for an annual subscription, 100% increase, which was huge. Naturally, we discussed that, saying how that's probably a move to push people towards getting Game Pass. I think Mr. T is Mr. T here? He is here. I've heard The Crown is majestic. Hey. I'm also watching it almost on season 4. So Mr. T, Gary, and a few others were discussing about the price increase. Like that takes it to $10 a month. It's only $10.99 for Game Pass, so is that to push people into Game Pass? Spike was in the chat saying, okay, that's a great deal, Game Pass, but what if you only play COD and FIFA? Then you don't really need that. You just need the live subscription. You're being forced into it. So it was essentially a very negative move for a lot of people. If you're getting Game Pass, well, it's irrelevant, and that's still the best deal in gaming. But if it's not a deal that applies to you, it was a long stretch. Anyway, context. That's how our stream went down on Friday. And then after that, Saturday, we have this news article written by Stephany at VG247. And it says, Microsoft reverses price increase for Xbox Live Gold. Free-to-play games won't require a sub, which is actually quite a big change. Anyway, after announcing a price increase but for Xbox Live Gold yesterday, Microsoft has... What are you chuckling at? What are you chuckling at?
You'll find out when you read the comments.
Okay.
Gary.
I will leave that one for a second. After announcing a price increase for Xbox Live Gold yesterday, Microsoft has reversed the decision. Pricing will not only remain the same, but now you will also no longer need an Xbox Live Gold membership to play a free-to-play game on Xbox. We messed up today, and you were right to let us know, said the company in a statement. Connecting and playing with friends is a vital part of gaming, and we fail to meet the expectations of players who count on it every day. As a result, we have decided to not change Xbox Live Gold pricing. We're turning this moment into an opportunity to bring Xbox Live more in line with how we see the player at the centre of their experience. For free-to-play games, you will no longer need an Xbox Live Gold membership to play those games on Xbox. We are working hard to deliver this change as soon as possible in the coming months. For those that who are currently an Xbox Live Gold, I'm assuming that should have the word member there, you will stay at your current price for renewal. New and existing members can continue to pay $9.99 for 1 month, $24.99 for 3 months, $39.99 for 6 months, and $59.99 for retail 12 months, or the regional equivalent. So, initially, a 100% price increase, but then we get an Xbox 180. Hey, shout out to Zed Hugh Jets or Daniel Ahmad for that snippet. Genius on social media. But Bib, while I go through and see what the comments were. Oh, cat's back. Yeah. Cat's back. It's going to jump on the windowsill. 3, 2.
Nope, she's jumping up on me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Xbox 180, Bib?
I've seen a lot of people say that this potentially could have been a marketing ploy to try and get people kind of interested in it again, and it's maybe not have the price hike, and it's just like a nice thing to be able to tie in, not having Xbox or not needing Xbox Live to be able to play online on games that are free to play, which I've never understood. But I think that's too far fetched. The amount of shit that they've been getting, I think it's too far fetched to be able to say something like that. However, it's all kind of come good in the end, really, hasn't it? Let's be honest. They've gone into a good place with this now, and they asked. I'm trying to think of two, because I know Asim was talking about this and said that we had the price hike 2 years ago and they didn't, and now this is their price hike, but their price hike was way more expensive than ours was. It's like double the price still, because I think in the UK it's still 50 quid, and theirs went up to like, or maybe even 60 quid. I think theirs went up to $120, which is a lot of money for a year, but I think it's just bad timing. People are at home, they haven't been able to do anything during the pandemic. The only thing that people are able to do is do Zoom calls. Thank God the Zoom quizzes have all finished. But playing online with your mates is helping obviously a lot of people. And to double the price while people aren't working or out of jobs, when they've already paid their yearly subscription, I can pretty much guarantee that most people would have renewed theirs over the Christmas period. So like January, December, maybe November, December, January, maybe a little bit of February as well. They would have been up for renewal, which is why they've probably done it before the end of the month. And then it's just kind of backfired, and they've kind of reviewed everything, done a 180, but then said actually free-to-play games you don't need one. But to do it by 100%, literally doubling the price, that's a lot. It's like it's not even a slight increase. That's like an absolute double. It's not like the price of video games has gone up by a tenner, which we've been waiting for a long time. But to double the price of a live service like that when your competition hasn't really changed theirs, and it's still well affordable. Well, Xbox Live was affordable, but yeah, there was also the thing about it being tied in with Xbox Game Pass. Like Xbox Live Gold would kind of go by the wayside, but you just the only way you'd be able to have it is like have Xbox Game Pass or Ultimate to then be able to. Who was it in the chat that said there was a 99p difference? I can't remember. It was on Friday that said there was a 99p difference.
It may have been Mr. T. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, the general gist was $10.99 for Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Game Pass, gives you Xbox Live Gold, gives you Game Pass for PC, whereas it was $10 just for Xbox Live Gold. So for 99 cents, you get access to the full Game Pass catalog on console and PC, which is kind of a no-brainer. But then again, I say it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer if you want access to that catalog, and you want access to that catalog on PC. If you're not interested in any of the games and you are a one-game person, that game isn't in Game Pass, then it's irrelevant to you in that sense, which is a very good argument that Spike shared. He paid for Game Pass because it's an exceptional deal and realised that it wasn't an exceptional deal. It was costing him something, and he was just playing FIFA and COD. It was irrelevant to him in that sort of sense, which absolutely makes 100% sense. A lot of people will flip between games. I play PUBG, and I paid for it, so I don't really need Game Pass. I mean, I've got other games, obviously, but in that sense, I don't really need Game Pass. But if I was paying for Xbox Live Gold, I would probably get Game Pass anyway. I know I may be pissing away the pennies on certain months, but on some other months, it's just it's a shoe-in. Okay, it absolutely makes sense to have it in this month. Let me just jump back up through the chat because it is rolling pretty fast. I did see Gary's comment. Who'd have thought there would be a successful TV show about pain? Yeah, a bit big up the crown. Nice. Magic Man rolling off a spin-off series called Dulux. Asim says, quicker U-turn than Grandpa Simpson's meme. Xbox 180, that their new console. See, I remember when, before we got confirmation that we had the Xbox One, does anyone remember when Xbox 720 was going to be the next console? That's what everyone was guessing at. So we had the 360. So what's 720? So 180 in theory should be the original Xbox if that's the case, because it's half the one. So
what the stupid name of Xbox One when there was always already an Xbox One that people referred to.
Yeah, but an Xbox One that is one Xbox that comes in a box that might have an X on it, so you get. I don't know how it works. Yeah, so yeah, apologies for ears, by the way. Enjoy, nice. Having been in the industry a while, this screams of a US HQ decision without really consulting global teams. And yeah, shit happened. I mean, that's it. It's such a bad decision. I mean, it's worked out for the best. Because as you were with something extra for free. So a specific example, which might not be applicable to everyone, was last Christmas. Obviously, Star Wars lightsabers, not Christmas just gone, Christmas before. Star Wars lightsabers and everything hit Fortnite. Yay! Graham's going to play Fortnite for the first time in a while. Yay! There's a Kylo Ren skin. Okay, I'd like that, but I just don't really want to spend the money. Oh, we've got a £15 voucher for Xbox Live that we accidentally bought two of as a gift. Okay, well, there you go. It's going to go to waste, so I might as well just put it on my Xbox account. Buy Kylo Ren skin. Job's a good one. So I put my credit on my Xbox account. I purchased some V-Bucks and then went to buy the skin in-game. And I can't because I don't have any Xbox Live Gold because I'm not really playing on my Xbox. I'm playing my PlayStation. So I couldn't even open up Fortnite to spend those V-Bucks on my Kylo Ren skin. Because I didn't have an Xbox Live Gold subscription. There was one of those 99 pence things, so I just paid for that and then bought the Kylo Ren skin. But V-Bucks aren't transferable across systems in terms of if you buy V-Bucks from Xbox Live Gold using Xbox Live Gold credit, I think you can use it maybe on the Switch and on the Xbox, but you can't on the PlayStation. So even though I can log in and play free to play on my PlayStation, I couldn't even do that on on the Xbox, which now, because of this catastrophe, I'm assuming they were going to add that anyway, so that is technology that they were going to add with the price hike as one of the sweeteners. Yeah, we know it's 100% more expensive, but you also don't need it. Hey, oh great, okay, well, I'm paying 100% more, so that's irrelevant to me, but I see what you're saying. So they've probably thought of that anyway, and they've just stuck with that. But yeah, it's so out of touch. People are losing jobs. We're in a pandemic. People have less money than they have had for a long time. And some people fine, Tories. Everyone else kind of struggling. So by hiking the prices so much, definitely out of touch. So when Asim was saying, kind of like a US/HQ decision without consulting the global teams, every one of those teams would have just been like, are you taking the piss? We've gone through the launch. We have a console that isn't as in demand as a PS5 right now, but is killing it when it comes to so many games are having updates that will go to higher frame rates or feature ray tracing and stuff on the Xbox, but some aren't coming out for the PS5 yet because they're taking a bit of time putting it together. So Xbox is winning in not all areas, but in some fights, technically. The technical ability versus the PlayStation, in some fights, they're winning it. They've got the ear of the market with Game Pass. They've had really good social content so far. They're doing big moves in terms of acquiring ZeniMax Media and Bethesda and all of that. So Xbox as a brand is getting stronger. It's getting stronger. Not that it's PlayStation's getting weaker, but the gap that PlayStation had, Xbox on their own Steam are bringing themselves up to the table. It's like, okay, we're sat in the baby seat. And obviously, stick with this, by the way. I know I'm kind of like batting Xbox down a little bit. They were in the baby seat, and they were. 2-1 sales, PS4 to Xbox One. They were definitely behind, but they were ploughing ahead, closing that gap. You've got to feel that maybe, I don't know if Phil Spencer was in it. Let's just assume he wasn't. If Phil Spencer was not involved in that, and he's been in charge of all the outward messaging, and then all of a sudden it's a case of, yep, this is what's happening. You'd be just like, I mean, the GIF, the what was it, Naked Gun, where everyone just face palms. It's just everyone, all the officers around the world have to have been like that. But fair play to them. Very same day, within a few hours, okay, we fucked up. That's not going to happen. And here's a little bit extra. So shit news, but a very, very good company can make mistakes. An even better company will make mistakes and fix them expediently. And this just didn't even... It wasn't a week later. We've been listening, and we've decided that after consulting financial this, that, and the other and whatever, that we can actually balance the books to include your interests as well. They were just like, okay, fuck, okay, we understand. That shit, we'll stop it right now. Boom. Hit the red button. We have a button here. What do we think about that, Xbox? Okay, nice. Yeah, nice. So they hit the button, it all stopped. That fair play to them. Fair play to them.
Do you reckon then there's any kind of subscription? Like obviously Netflix is having, is it next month that they're having a price hike slightly? So it's going to go up by £2 or £3 depending on what package you have.
It's all right because nobody pays for that. It's fine.
If Netflix was to double their prices, do you reckon people would still pay it? Do you reckon that's an absolute necessity in everybody's house at this moment in time?
Yes, I think so. There's a couple of different variables in terms of Xbox Live is going against what I would say normally. What I would normally say is gaming is an everyday thing, and it is for me and my household. Not that I pay for Xbox Live because I'm a PlayStation user, but PlayStation Plus, if the price goes up on that, that's going to affect me. Similar sort of thing. However, that affects me, and yeah, Danielle does get involved, and yeah, Chloe does play as like a second account on my account, but Netflix is everybody's, and it's not just a case of for video games, it's okay, I'm going to put on a film that I've seen before, I'm going to watch a Christmas movie, I'm going to watch a series, I'm going to digest, I don't know if Friends is still on it, but something of that. Friends is always, you don't really watch Friends anymore. Sometimes you might do, but usually it's on when there's nothing on. Maybe
it's in the background, isn't it? Yeah. You're cooking tea and it's just on in the background.
It's ambient sound, that's what it is. Yeah. So I think people will be more likely to take the hit for Netflix. And not only that, Netflix, arguably is a much, much, much better system than it used to be. We get exclusive film, exclusive content, exclusive series, be that documentaries, be that action films, Chris Hemsworth starring as a spy or whatever. We get so much more that's actually created by Netflix and now has Hollywood level stars in it. The $7.99 or whatever it used to cost, $4.99 a million years ago, when Play.com were doing similar sort of things, and it's a different beast now. So I think when you break it down, people would still pay it. They'd be pissed, but they'd still pay it. Everyone's pissed at having to spend more than they have to. Well, I'm already spending enough. Yeah, but you get a shitload. You do get a shitload across all the devices. It's extremely sturdy. I very rarely have issues with Netflix, be it on an integrated smart app on a TV, which usually is just a piece of shit software that's added to a TV as an afterthought. Never usually get issues with it. Same on my phone, same on my PlayStation, whatever. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think having the likes of Netflix, I mean, this is just a completely different tangent than what we've just been talking about. But it's kind of a same element. A lot of people nowadays probably don't have Sky, or if they do, they have the basic package because they don't want to be paying like 70 quid a month, or if you want sports, add another 20 quid onto that. But the fact that this Freeview is built into tellies now, and Netflix has a native app, Prime has a native app, all built into the TV, YouTube, Twitch, all have a native app unless you're Graham Samsung TV and that no longer has Twitch on there.
Sorry, it's my Xbox.
Yeah. So all of these TVs nowadays, these smart TVs, all have these native apps in there. So you don't necessarily need Sky anymore because most Freeview TVs, you could probably record stuff off them now. So I think for what we used to pay for Sky, which used to be a shitload of money, there's a reason they keep on doing deals left, right, and center and making everybody a VIP customer. It's because they know that they're fighting kind of a losing battle. When has Sky Movies is probably like 25 quid a month, and fair enough, they get all the premieres or whatever the fuck. They get all of these brand new TV shows or the brand new films that come straight from the cinema and go straight on there. But on Netflix, they're putting stuff on there all the time as well. It may not be the newest of new, but they're like original shows, like The Crown, for instance, that you can't watch that on anything else, barring Netflix.
It's like,
so
even like the original stuff. There was a story or article that came out last week, the week before, which was Netflix are going to add new content every week over the course of the year, and that includes like films that have The Rock in it. Through to family movies, through to a new series or something. There will be something new every week. And Sky kind of does that. Every week you get the new Sky premiere. And some weeks it's like, oh wow, Jumanji, welcome to the jungle, yeah! And then the next week it's like, Jumanji, welcome to the jungle. And it's like, what the fuck is that? And no word of a lie, me and Daniel... yeah, exactly. No word of a lie, me and Daniel were looking through the films that have been added to Sky recently. And the last 3 films at that point in time was 2 stars out of 5, 1 star out of 5, and 1.5 stars out of 5. And it's like, yeah, this is what I'm paying for. So, back to Netflix. I just want to shout out, hands down, by the way, I did see you drop in the chat, and I was going to shout you out, but thank you for dropping in. You've probably left already, but appreciate you being here. Where was the original comments? All the way back up there. What's going on, you beautiful human beings? Hope life is good. It is, and it was better that you were here, and now you're not, so now it's not as good. But thank you very much for dropping in, dude. Cheers, thank you.
I think more often than not, you could probably, like, I've got Fire Sticks all around the house now, so I can watch stuff in 4K, even though I don't have a 4K TV, but I've got the ability to do so should I get one, but I can watch everything in 1080 on the big screens, or in the bedroom, or downstairs, or wherever it is. But the apps that are on that as well, obviously you can get Netflix, Amazon Prime, blah, blah, blah. So even if your TV isn't a smart TV, you can make it smart, and you can still have all these sort of subscriptions. The question that if these services like Amazon Prime and Netflix or YouTube actually started making you pay for content, and others YouTube Red, which you can pay, I think it's like 16 quid a month for, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
Would people out of necessity pay that? I mean, is your Xbox? I know this is kind of like ivory tower kind of thing, but having a PlayStation without PlayStation Network is kind of, why have you got it? Unless you actually only play single player games, not being able to speak. Can you still speak to your mate or be in a party chat without the Xbox, without Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus?
Good question. I would imagine so, but I don't actually know. It might not be. You might not be able to. I know that you pay for the multiplayer element, So you're not really multiplaying. And I know PlayStation have improved their parties so that they're more like a WhatsApp chat. You can share media and things like that in them now, and you can chat on the device and stuff a lot easier now, or so the aim is. It's not necessarily buttery smooth yet, but Mike says no, you can't. Wow, that's incredible. So you lose your PS Plus or your Xbox Live Gold, and then all of that social stuff is gone. Damn, didn't know that.
So yeah, that's kind of like a necessity. If you have these consoles, do you feel like you're being pushed or forced to be able to buy this stuff?
I may have been drinking then. Yeah, kind of.
I thought you were pondering decision.
I was kind of doing the, oh shit, I've been caught, fuck, drink. No, you can't. You can speak in party chats. You can't speak in party chats unless you have gold. I didn't know that. Did not know that. I don't know. It depends. For a lot of people, it's kind of a necessity. If it is a social element as well as an enjoyable element, it is something that you are essentially forced into. In that sort of sense. I mean, there are ways around it, Discords and things like that, but a lot of people that play games on consoles have no facility to play with Discord at the same time. I didn't until I got my gaming PC set up, so yeah, in that sense they are. You are, yeah. Xbox is working on adding Discord integration at the moment. Maybe that will change it. I absolutely hope they do, and I hope... I can see Xbox adding that first. And when I say first, I mean ahead of PlayStation. Because Sony are trying to build out their party app and this, that, and the other, but it's not as good as Discord. It's not your own community like Discord is, and you just need to stop and realize that you're either late to the party or you just don't have the skills for it. And we saw both PlayStation and Xbox trying to create their own partnerships with streaming platforms, or create their own streaming platforms in the form of Xbox, not realizing that Twitch already does that. Why don't we work with Twitch? Oh, let's just do it ourselves. And then eventually, actually, fuck it, we can't compete, let's just go with Twitch. And big first-party providers, not just PlayStation and Microsoft, YouTube and Amazon and whatever, will do all of that too. Eventually they'll realise, okay, that behemoth can't be stopped. We have to work with them. And I think I would be hugely surprised. Feel free to quote me on this in 2 or 3 years' time if I'm wrong. I would be hugely surprised if both PlayStation and Microsoft don't eventually add Discord. Because I can't see Xbox Live parties and PSN parties ever being more accessible and more universally applicable than Discord. I could be wrong, but I think if Xbox adds them, that almost forces PlayStation's hand eventually to take them. If everyone plays on PC and uses Discord, if everyone plays on mobile games and uses Discord, if everyone then playing on Xbox and uses Discord, and there's only PlayStation left in a market that has crossplay and all that, you're kind of forced into it then. And I would like to see PlayStation forced into it, because this making the parties all pretty and wonderful and everything, oh great, PlayStation parties still have a place, but by not allowing Discord to do the same thing in their own way but better, you kind of just cutting your nose off to spite your audience, effectively cutting your audience's nose off. They can't enjoy all of that because you want to use your party chat because you've got ulterior motives there.
Yeah.
Let me jump back up. Callum says, I only check cinema premieres on a Friday as that's when the better films are released. Luckily, I don't pay for Sky. # work perks. Exactly. Friday night premiere. I mean, a lot of the daily stuff is ass, but even the Friday night premieres, understandably, we're in a pandemic, so there's fucking nothing releasing. But even the Friday night premieres aren't exceptional. You'll see something, you'll be like, ooh, and then you realise that's $7.99 on the Sky Store. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Never mind.
I did get a deal actually. This weekend at Asda, it was £5 for 2 pizzas, a bottle of Coke, and a free movie from the Sky Store.
Oh really?
Up to the value of like £5.47. So you can I think most of the films that are on it, including like Wonder Woman, which I think to rent is like £5 or $4.99 or something like that. So we went and got that deal, and then ended up buying Django because it was like under £5. So we actually bought that rather than getting something brand new. We just got something that we can watch because we've got Sky downstairs and upstairs, but we only get the entertainment package, so it's like the cheapest one that you could probably get, just so we can have something to record or watch shit TV on.
I mean, I've not seen Wonder Woman, but from what I've seen unanimously, I've only seen one person praise Wonder Woman. Everyone else has said it is incredibly bad. I mean, I'm still going to watch it. I will still watch it, but I've been told it's incredibly bad, which is nice. Yeah. Great. Okay, let me jump back up. I won't jump all the way back up because there's a long old way. I've seen Tito saying Lampard's fired. Yeah, just before we went live. I like LG's apps. They work quite well, but I have a home cinema system and audio straight from the TV is poor, so I do everything through Xbox. Apple TV 4K is where it's at, so good. I've done that one. Wait, Bubby doesn't have... Bubby? Bubby? Yeah. Bubby? Wait, Bibby doesn't have 4K. Get the fuck out. Chromecast...
I don't even have a 4K gaming monitor. I just still use my 1080 one. I'm not there yet.
Don't need 4K for monitors as such. TV more so, but monitors, as long as you go for, I go for frames over pixels. Chromecast with Google TV. And chat's gone. Chromecast with Google TV are great too. Gaming So Social now, says KK. And then where was it? PC gaming, no subscriptions since inception. Yeah, exactly. Just get Steam and use Discord. Jobs are good and nice. I mean, the Master Race has a very good reason for always running its mouth. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. And console gaming has so much to offer that PC gaming doesn't. But... the Master Race, there's a reason why it's the Master Race. So yeah, I agree. Where did we get to? Hence why Discord isn't available on console. Oh really? Wow, that would be amazing. Oh, in terms of the Discord implement, okay, get you. Microsoft already works with Discord with free Nitro for Game Pass. Oh, really? I didn't realise you got free Nitro for Game Pass. What about for Game Pass PC? If it does, then maybe make sure you get your Nitro expansion. Bosh.
No, that's what I've tried to give the code away like 6 times, and every time I tried to give it away, I even put it in our. So Bacon Chin won it. It said that he already had it, so he couldn't use it. Then I put it into our loot drop, and everyone said that they had it.
No, I'm not talking about Game Pass. I'm about like Nitro, Discord Nitro. Do you get a Discord Nitro code? So. Blackpool for the win. Good morning, by the way, dude. Says Microsoft already works with Discord. They give free Nitro for Game Pass, etc. So Discord Nitro. What? I can't remember what the benefits are for Nitro. Or
I think to be fair though, I think I already used that. I'm sure I boosted our Discord server with it.
Is that what it was? Because
I think so. Yeah, it's about 3 months ago, maybe.
Ah, okay. Magic Man says, not sure there's been a good film released in the past 18 months. That's a good point. That's a good point. I have Disney Plus and Amazon Prime, which I don't pay for because I'm on free student trials. Hey! Jesus wept, spoken like a true PC Master Race convert. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have my console there and I'm still playing on my console. There's so much that my consoles can do in terms of approachability that my PC doesn't give me. Someone like you, KK, obviously you know PCs better than most people. So for you, there is no barrier for entry in that sort of sense. But for a lot of people, there will be. Consoles are exceptional in that way. But just about everything you can do on your console, if you know how to do it on a PC, you can do it. You can do it. Mm-hmm. Outside the Wire and Netflix is decent enough. Outside the Wire, I don't even know what that one is. What's that one? PS5 for me, haven't gone to Xbox Series X yet. Pairs on PS5. You need at least 15 boosts to get the upgrades. Gives you higher res streaming audio, more remotes. The Game Pass Nitro boost was for 3 months only. Okay. Yeah, we've probably got no boosts. That's fine. It's fine. If anyone has any just boosts, just chilling out, lying around, then throw them on the Oscar Buckler's Discord server. But no stress. Anyway, let's put a pin in that as Microsoft has done an Xbox 180. Their price increase that they announced last Friday got kiboshed last Friday, and it's gone. You won't be paying any more right now. I did see a comment earlier on. I can't remember where it is. I'll see if I can scroll up and say. I think it was Luke Pastille that mentioned it. Something along the anyway. No one's going to bat an eyelid now if Microsoft up the price to $70 to $80 for 12 months in 6 months' time. I mean, that is a good point. Okay, it's going to cost you 120 quid. Oh, actually, no, it's not. But you kind of know now that we need to put the price up. So we kind of tempered that a little bit. So if we only put it up by 10 to 20 quid now, you'll be fine with that, won't you? Well, yeah, I've saved myself 50 quid because it's not 120 quid. So I mean, it's a good point. Lake, Defo Pez and PS5, Xbox can suck. It's no option files rule. Heard rumours of Pez cross-platform in 22. Can you confirm or deny? I can confirm or deny. I mean, I can't do either, but I can do both. I can confirm it or deny it, whichever one you want me to do. It doesn't come from any foundation. No idea. I would like it to be, but then again, I think that's kind of a thing. Everyone would kind of like it to be.
Mm-hmm. Every game should be. Same with FIFA. It's annoying that some of my mates play on Xbox and I play on PlayStation because I can't play pro clubs with them.
Yeah, I mean, that I imagine will come with time. I imagine EA will bring that pretty quickly. They're already looking at cross-platform play with things like Apex. Games like FIFA have different issues, and if it does happen, as we've mentioned before, don't expect any cross-platform markets in the likes of Ultimate Teams and things like that. But cross-platform gameplay, you kind of feel should happen. But yeah, I would like to see it, especially with PES using Unreal for the next however long the engine change would last for you feel a full generation, 7 years ish, maybe, I don't know, maybe around that sort of time. So going to Unreal Engine, you kind of feel that maybe opens up more doors, because Fox Engine, whilst being powerful as hell, is I'm going to use phrases that aren't correct. Fox Engine is third-party software that is made by Konami for Konami's titles, and anything to work with that has to be kind of incorporated into their system, whereas Unreal is more like first party. It's still third party, but it's more like that in terms of it's integrated and developed by a developer that's so big, that has so many resources and so many needs across games and across stores, that their level of cooperation has to be higher than most engines out there. So with that in mind, and all of the platforms and modules that Epic have already developed and give away as part of their platform, if PES is going to be cross-platform, you kind of feel Unreal unlocks that door a little bit easier. Not that it's something that's going to come now, not that it's something that could come in the next few years. It could be years away. But if it's going to happen, you do kind of have to clutch at straws and feel that does make it more possible, quicker. Maybe not, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. Wait, is Apex not cross-platform? Says KK. I
have no idea.
I don't know. Does anybody know? I think given the smaller player base on PES across the platforms, it needs it. I think that's a good shout. I mean, obviously, we pretty much, if we all play on console, we all will be on a PlayStation. None of us will be on Xbox, which naturally means the Xbox user base is much smaller. If they can then link into that, exceptional. And it also helps esports, because you don't have to get separate console stuff. Everyone plays on the same platform. Jobs are good. Whoa. La Roche, good morning. Welcome in. let me jump back to the notifications. Afternoon, yeah. Ollie Plays Pez, thank you very much for the follow an hour ago. My bad. Panda Presents, I think I did shout the host, but thank you very much, dude. J808714, thank you very much for the follow just then as well, dude. We appreciate anyone that does follow. Obviously, having more followers helps the channel grow, and anyone that just lurks in the chat or drops a host helps getting more views in the stream, so we appreciate all that. Thank you, everyone that does that. Even if you've got no money to throw away, any of that stuff helps, so we appreciate it massively. More open source. Yeah, that's essentially the gist that I was getting at. I just wanted to explain it in colourful words. But yeah, open source means it's anyone can work with it. Jobs are good. Afternoon, lads, says Yeehaw. Welcome in, dude. I'll read.
Hey. Afternoon, Shagger.
Oh, no. Here we go. I'm going to ask it. Why couldn't the orphan play baseball? Says Jay. I don't know. Apex is cross-platform. I'm almost sure, says LaRoche. Okay. So, well, there you go. They're already doing it. As far as I'm aware, actually, now we said that, I think it wasn't until fairly recently. Wasn't it at E3 when they announced the cross-platform side of it and the Switch stuff, but then the Switch stuff got delayed? I think that's what it was. So they are working in it. Either way, EA have a hand in working in cross-platform, so you kind of feel that once they've broken those eggs, it'll be easy to make that same omelette on different games. Jay says he couldn't find home. Oh, fuck's sake! Yikes. Awkward. Anyway, on that, let's move ahead. Do you know what? It wouldn't be the scoop without a Cyberpunk story, would it? So let's jump into something. This one is written by Vikki Blake at Eurogamer. And it says Cyberpunk 2077 is now the biggest digital game launch of all time. 80% of digital sales were on PC, the report says. Well, that's not surprising. I wonder why. Anyway, selling 10.2 million digital copies in December 2020, Cyberpunk 2077 is the biggest digital game launch of all time. Because Ice Cream Uploads just buys them and gives them away to their viewers all the time. That's what it was. According to a report by industry analyst Superdata, PC games revenue jumped 40% in December 2020 thanks to the release of Cyberpunk 2077. Interestingly, while the sale estimates do not include refunds, the data shows that refunds did not substantially affect the game's aggregate sales. A successful marketing campaign and the reputation of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt provided the hype necessary for the CD Projekt Red title to break records despite issues including performance problems on consoles, widespread glitches, and the indefinite removal of the game from the PlayStation Store, the report said. An extremely high share of digital sales, 80%, were on PC, likely due to the delisting on PlayStation and overall state of the console versions. Regardless of the short-term financial success, the critical backlash means the developer will now have to invest significant resources fixing the game in order to rehabilitate its image before the launch of its next title. The report also confirms that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War boasted the highest earnings on the console last month, with Pokemon Go dominating on mobile. Thanks, VGC. Look, you know, we'll stop there because now we're going to other titles. Cyberpunk is the biggest digital launch game ever. 80% of sales coming on PC. So with everything that was a bit of a catastrophe around this, we know that there's a good game in there somewhere and will be brought out over time, but not here yet. Does that surprise you that it was the biggest launch game ever? And does it surprise you that 4 out of 5 sales were on PC, digitally at least, Bib?
A little bit, yeah, because I still feel like a lot of these numbers consisted of pre-orders. Rather than people buying it thereafter, because I feel we didn't get to see much of the game in terms of how buggy and how much of a mess it was until after launch. So I feel, could you even pre-order this game for your console or digitally on the shop?
I think so.
Was it there available to us? Yeah, so people was preloading it. It does surprise me that out of everything, PC was the place that this ended up getting played, and that's not me being a PC snob because I play most of my games on PC, despite having a PS5. But I still feel that I genuinely thought this would have been for the console. I think there's more consoles, especially like the PlayStation 4, Xbox Ones. I think there's probably more people playing those than they are playing on PC. I mean, I could be absolutely wrong, and this suggests that I absolutely am. But has there ever been any other game? Well, they can't, because this is the one that's broken a record, but I don't think I can think of another game where more pre-orders have been on the PC for a game like this that is available on all 3 consoles all 3 platforms at the same time, where the PC's done better and outsold it by an absolute landslide. I genuinely can't think of one, but again, this doesn't take into consideration any refunds that have been taken afterwards. It doesn't tell you when the purchases have been made. It just says upon launch. So is that the launch week? Is that the launch month? Is that just based on pre-orders? Is that based on people buying it after the fact? I'm not too sure, but I mean, either way, whichever way that you look at it, Cyberpunk has been a sales success when all said and done, regardless of the refunds that they've had to pay back. The refunds that they've had to pay back, I think they've already broken a hell of a lot of profit on this. So it's been highly successful for them. But again, anyone who was pre-ordering the game or bought it, maybe a day or so afterwards, probably wasn't going to get pulled into the whirlwind of the shitstorm that's happened since its launch, in terms of the game being broken on PlayStation 4 and it not running properly and having hard crashes and things like that. You only get to know that after you bought it, really, because I don't think people started to talk about it until the coming days, because they never even got to play it on the consoles. It was I think 90% of it was reviewed, played, and talked about for the PC version, which played, as far as I'm aware, pretty decently and wasn't suffering anywhere as much as the console versions of it. So I don't know. I'd probably need more information to go off to have a full-blown conclusion. But the fact that 10.2 million copies have been sold on PC is outstanding, really.
Yeah, I mean, there was a question in the chat. LaRoche says, does that take into account PlayStation giving refunds? It does. Interestingly, while the sales estimates do include refunds, the data shows that refunds did not substantially affect the game's aggregate sales. I think what that does show is that people have transitioned. People did get refunds, and some people will just got refunds and fine. The game still shit out a lot of sales. Some people will have got refunds and then gone to PC. I think that's kind of what this shows. So 80% of digital sales were on PC. For every PlayStation sale that got refund, I don't know. Let's just pull figures out of our asses. Let's say for every 10 people that refund on PlayStation, 5 of those jump to PC. It's probably not going to be that high, but that will add to the percentage of sales. So every PlayStation sale is probably then half offset against PC sales as well. But 80% is huge. And like I said, that's probably down to that last week when we were able to go back into the ice cream studio, and we were having stories saying we were in the studio when we found out that review copies would not be sent out with console code. It would only be PC code. They weren't allowed to show any footage other than footage provided. All that stuff probably made people at the last second pull back and go, wait a minute, okay, let's get it on PC. That will probably work with that. However, despite that, still being the biggest digital game launch in history, that shows that whilst the game has a lot of flaws, I still stand by the fact that whilst it's not digital, this game right here, I still stand by the fact that this is going to be... am I dropping frames for you guys, or is that just my preview? Let me know. Something just kicked into life. It could have done. But yeah, I still stand by the fact that the game will be exceptional when they fix it. But it's not exceptional now, and people know that. But if you imagine how big this game could have been if they didn't have that. It's already the biggest launch game of all time. 80%, so hugely skewed toward PC. If console audience would have had that same confidence, that could have been massive. Just preview good here. Cheers, dude. Thank you very much.
I do think though, like all the refunds that have happened, I feel like, I mean, I've got it. It's on the shelf up there. It's loaded on my PlayStation 5. I am ready for this game. I'm ready for it to be in the state that I want it to be before I play it. I don't want to... If I'm falling through the world and it's just hard crashing, I'll just turn it off. I don't want to play it. I'd much rather play it when it's in stable condition. My body is ready for this game. I just want it to be in a position. I think more people, when they know that the PlayStation 5 or the new gen versions are dropping, they'll come back into this game. There's absolutely no denying it. I think they will recoup all of their losses made by refunds. I think as soon as word starts to get out and all the YouTubers and reviewers that have made, well, it's not slanderous if it's true, but all these accusations that the game is not playable in any way, shape, or form, then they'll start to come back to it. People are, and this is a horrible thing to say, people are fickle like that. As soon as the fact starts to fit, as soon as one of their favorite YouTubers or reviewers start to say this game's good again, they'll give it another go. That's just the way that we all are in the video game world. We don't play it because our favorite person or our trusted source claims that this game isn't playable. But then when they do say it's playable, they'll go back and play it again, regardless of whether or not it's £70 or the £50 that they paid originally. They'll go back and they'll play it. They'll probably, hopefully enjoy it. And that's where I think we need to get to, because I'm waiting for that point. I'm not playing it because I know that it's a buggy, broken mess, and I don't want to experience Night City for the first time in that state. And I think hopefully everybody else is waiting for that as well. I mean, I know there's people in the chat that have enjoyed playing this game. Would they have enjoyed it more if everything worked and players wasn't T-posing, floating down the street, and the cars wasn't being blown up and falling from the sky in front of them? Probably, I imagine so. But will they be playing it again when it's in its natural state and it works properly? Absolutely. They'll be coming back and they'll be playing it again, and hopefully their enjoyment will be even better than it was the first time round.
I mean, that's the thing. You look at the power of streamers and content creators, YouTubers, podcasters. It doesn't matter. People start talking about a game. Rust has had it recently, and then people will go out and pick it up and start playing it. And those are games that a lot of people won't have had an affinity with. In terms of a lot of people, Rust has passed them by. Rust has passed me by. But not CSGO. That's the next story. Cyberpunk hasn't. And I haven't played Cyberpunk, but when people start to give me the green light of, yeah, this is good, this is fine, you imagine that other games have a second spike or a third spike. And we've seen that with, the big games, the BRs, the content games like PUBGs and Fortnite, or other games like CSGO, Valorant dipping off and then coming back, Rust, Sea of Thieves. When games get fixed and get additions, content creators can bring people back into it. But very few games have had the universal coverage that Cyberpunk has. So when Cyberpunk gets it, people wanted to get in, but kind of got to the door and were like, actually, I'm not quite sure it's exactly what I want to be in there, so I'm gonna walk away. But when people suddenly start going, actually, it's fucking wonderful in here. Okay, I'll go through the door. Yeah. So yeah, I expect it to definitely have a massive spike again. Palmar says, I feel like I've lost confidence in Project Red or whatever the studio is called. If I had a good experience with them before, I'd have pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077 and probably been disappointed with it. Looking at God of War and The Last of Us 2, I was happy to pre-order it well in advance because I trusted the studios. Asim said, CD Projekt Red did have that trust with the Witch series previous games. Sadly, they messed up with this on consoles badly. I'm happy to pick up Cyberpunk 2077 when it's fixed, but I've not played anything from them before, which is understandable. It definitely did have a huge reputation. I will concede in the fact that CD Projekt Red does have a huge reputation, but also not quite universal. And feel free to argue. You could have absolutely contrasting opinions, but when I say universal, I know a lot of people that won't know what CD Projekt Red is, but will know what Activision is. Or Blizzard is. So while CD Projekt Red is huge, it's overtaken Ubisoft. I don't know if it still is, but it's overtaken Ubisoft as the biggest development brand in Europe. But it's also been helped massively by Witcher Netflix series and things like that. But a lot of people will think Witcher and Netflix, not Witcher and CD Projekt Red. I think the fact that it's heavily based in PC gives it a massive streamer and video gamer market, but also means it's still a little bit alien to the console market. I know it came out on console and it was hugely successful on console, but there are a lot of people out there that won't have played a game by them. So I think that's possibly why we're seeing 80% of the numbers now on PC. A lot of people on PC know that, okay, well, first of all, the game works on PC much, much better than it did on console. But second of all, I have a history. Console players are more likely to... once again, pulling this opinion out my ass, console players are more likely to have not experienced CD Projekt Red than PC gamers, so would be more likely to go, actually, I'll wait, I'm not bothered. But I think once it's fixed and it's all fine, we will see that second surge on console. Definitely, I think so. But yeah, they do have a massive history of being very, very good with their consumers and very good with putting things out. I mean, they do have checkered histories, if depending on who you ask, in terms of crunch and all of that stuff. But in terms of delivering the product, they do that. Maybe not at the start. Witcher had issues, but they delivered, and they over-delivered consistently for a long period of time with it. So I believe that we will get that with Cyberpunk. I definitely do. But with that in mind, I couldn't feel comfortable telling someone or suggesting someone go out and buy it now, because I have the game that's still in its polythene wrappers. So if I've not opened it, how can I tell you to go and buy it? There you go. Shaw says, I go away for 5 minutes and it's Cyberpunk again. Exactly. Cyberpunk 27 will have a second coming when things are fixed, says Mr. T. Absolutely. I completely agree. 100% people will forget the current state if they jump in when it's fixed. Absolutely. There will be a bit of memeage. Absolutely. When it comes out, people will still remember that, it was shit, because people, are edgelords and they love to do that shit. But if they consistently hit out of the park, people will quickly forget. I've heard of Witcher, but couldn't have told you who made it until Cyberpunk. And yeah, a lot of people like that. I mean, people that are interested in games will have probably known, because it's a massive company that's had huge successes. But a lot of people, it's not a household name yet. It hasn't made that crossover. Cyberpunk could have been the game that made that crossover. I hope Cyberpunk has a No Man's Sky revival. As do I. It would be lovely to see that kind of revival. Tell you what, I wouldn't like to see him be revived, though. This is a nice cheesy tangent, by the way. 35 CSGO players that have been banned for cheating and betting on matches. That's what I wouldn't want to see revived. I mean, I don't know. I've not read the article, so I can't tell you that. But it's my tangent. So there we go. Anyway, Andy Chalk. He's a colourful guy. Hey, Chalk, colourful. PC Gamer says 35. Bibby's face. Let me just take the article off so you can enjoy this.
No. That's not for everybody else. That's generally just for your disgust.
So 35 CSGO players banned for betting on matches. ESIC announced a new round of sanctions today, ranging from 1 to 5 years. In October, the Esports Integrity Commission, a body established in 2016 to investigate and prosecute all forms of cheating in esports, including, but not limited to, match manipulation and doping, suspended 7 Counter-Strike Global Offensive pros for betting on matches. A big no-no in professional sports. Just ask Pete Rose. Okay, there we go. That's his name. Nice. I appreciate the fact that you're on the same wavelength. Nice. It also warned that those sanctions came as part of a wider investigation and that there are a high volume of investigations being coordinated by ESIC relating to match manipulation behaviour. Today it announced that its ongoing investigation into ESEA events in Australia have resulted in another 35 suspensions of CSGO competitors for terms ranging from 1 to 5 years, and that 2 of the players suspended in October have also had the terms of their suspensions extended. Over the past few years, ESIC has been investigating instances of betting behaviour violations and suspended match manipulation on a global scale, the Commission said in the suspension ruling. While this problem is not unique to ESEA events, the scope of this release will be to explore the results of investigations into such behaviour in Australian CSGO. In order to ensure consistent and proportional punishments for offenders, ESIC came up with a sanctions matrix that breaks down like this. Level 1, betting on matches, 12 months. Level 2, betting on own matches, 24 months. Level 3, aggravated betting, which is placing bets on more than 10 matches, will get you 36 months ban. Level 4, betting against your own team will get you 48 months ban. And then level 5, aggravated betting against your own team, i.e. placing multiple bets. Well, no, actually, I'll read it exactly. It's placing bets against own team in more than 10 matches will get you a 60-month ban. And these are the names of the players that are suspended and the lengths of their suspensions. Do you know what? I'm going to ignore all apart from, let's jump to the end. Matthew Jam Castro, got 5 years ban. Alvin Gravins Changra, 5 years ban. Wilson Willix Sugianto got a 5-year ban, 60 months. The list includes amended sanctions against 2 of the players who were suspended for a year in October. Akram ADK Smeda, previously known as Akram, has had his suspension extended to 2 years, while Daryl Maker May will now sit for 4 years. The suspensions will apply across all ESIC member organisations, including ESL, DreamHack, WePlay, Blast, LVP, Nodwin, Eden, Relog, UCC, Allied, Chronoverse, eStars and 24/7 Leagues, and ESIC requested that non-member tournaments honour the ruling as well. The Commission specified that the suspensions arise strictly from betting on matches in ESIC member events and do not address potential allegations of match fixing, although it added that the strong possibility of this in a number of cases is still under investigation by both ESIC and law enforcement. It also stated that it detected collusive behaviour by close associates of the suspended players, specifically that there were several instances where they placed bets identical to the bets placed by the players themselves. Because these people are not CSGO players, they do not fall within ESIC's jurisdiction, and so it has referred their behaviour to law enforcement for an investigation as being potentially in breach of criminal law instead. Do you know what? Let's just keep that there. 35 players banned for up to 5 years for betting on matches, some even against their own teams and in large volumes. What are your thoughts, Bib?
I mean, if you are classed as an elite level athlete, regardless of whether or not you are running around a football pitch, playing baseball, or sitting behind a keyboard and playing as a professional esports player, there's absolutely no excuses why you should be involved in betting at all. You could technically be influencing the outcome of the game, especially when you're getting 60 months banned for consistently betting against your own team. How thick can you actually be? I mean, these guys absolutely deserve it. There's no way. It doesn't say how old these people are, how long they've been around the scene. It could just be that they've been advised or not advised at all, and they don't know the rules. But, I mean, come on. Athletes, before esports even came along, athletes have been banned for... Well, they've could have had the careers taken away from them from shit like this. So I don't understand why they think that they're any different, especially when you betted against your own team, which makes absolutely zero sense because you are just involved in match fixing, regardless of whether or not you bet against yourself to lose or to win. It doesn't make a difference. If you bet against yourself, then you are technically influencing your decision. So yeah, I don't know whether or not they've bet against themselves. So if they lose, they'll still win. Do you know what I mean? So they'll get money. They'll get a monetary fix, regardless if they didn't win the final or something. I don't understand the way that they've decided to do this. It doesn't make any sense because especially the guys that are banned for 60 months. That's a long time, man. You're going to be irrelevant in the scene by the time you come back. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how old they are. If they are 25, for instance, then 30-year-olds, it's a lot more. It's a lot difficult to be able to maintain a decent standard. Yeah, even when you get to like the age of 27, there isn't a billion different esports players at that age that are playing at the highest level still.
Yeah. Generally, your physical peak, and very generally, is about 28 years old. That said, physical peak is a wide catch-all for your most, like your body being at the most muscular potentially, the fastest, the strongest. That's not necessarily about motor skills, dexterity. Generally, as life goes on, your dexterity peaks fairly early. So yeah, most people have dropped in and out of the pro scene by 25. So yeah, 27 years old. Okay, you might get a couple of twilight years, but chances are you've gone. And not only are you in your twilight years, so it's like Edison Cavani at United right now, who still world class. You watch the way that he drops back and gets into play, can handle. I mean, yeah, fair enough. He gave the ball away for us to concede late on yesterday, which was a bit shit. But still a class player, and you can see that some players that are older still have class. But the fact that Edinson Cavani went free last year and PSG didn't instantly jump at bringing him back is because he's old. That becomes a factor as teams won't want to touch you. So if you apply that to esports, let's say these players were Edinson Cavani levels. They're not. I've just read on the article. They're actually pretty small time. So they're small time anyway. They're old anyway. And they come with a reputation of being a cheat. Very, very few teams are going to be picking those back up again. They're not going to be strolling into Astralis anyway. Let's put it that way. So, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Having that much passion that you get competitive in a game is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I can't imagine. So if you were at the Olympics and we full on cool runnings did and you put weights in the bottom of your bobsled, that's the pinnacle. That's you trying to achieve your dream. I mean, I wouldn't excuse it, but I could understand cheating at that level of the Olympics. Cheating in a low level EMEA event in CS:GO, nah, you just nah, get out of here. And they've been punished up to 5 years. You deserve it. You deserve it. I do want to say though that both Shogun and Lake were talking about the car game in the video. There was a video playing of a car game. It's called "You Suck at Parking." By the way, I just looked for it for you then. So there you go. "You Suck at Parking" is there. You can get it on Steam. No ads. It's a you can download the demo and it's planned for release at some point in this year. There you go. Fill your boots. But yeah. 35 players banned between 12 months to 5 years. And
it's bye-bye to your careers, lads.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to touch you after that.
I absolutely have 100%, not even the slightest modicum of sympathy. It doesn't matter how big or small the events are, cheating is cheating. That's it. Get out of here. Does esports have the same range as physical sports? Just answered. Never mind. I mean, there's no steadfast research. There's probably some research that would back the points that I've said. I have read it previously, but I don't think it was like a unanimous. This is the fact. You can get people that are late 20s and into 30s being decent at esports, but generally across the board it's usually around 25ish is the peak, but the industry as a whole hasn't fully matured yet, so the stats behind that are taken with a pinch. 5-year ban equals find another game. Is it a ban for all esports play? I don't actually know. It might be a ban for all esports covered by the Esports Integrity Commission. I would assume. I don't know this fact, but the Esports Integrity Commission has been accepted as an overseeing body that covers the likes of ESL and DreamHack and all the rest. I would imagine that if you cheated in ESL PUBG, you then wouldn't be able to switch. You then wouldn't be able to switch to ESL Apex Legends or ESL Gears of War or whatever. I imagine the Esports Integrity Commission and ESL would have gone, that's it, you cheated in our tournaments, get out. To hold the integrity of all esports, I imagine it would be a sweeping ban. Even if you get a new game, just it's not happening. I'd imagine. I don't know that though. That's my guess. I would imagine it's a blanket ban, the same way CAS punishment covers all sports. Yeah, I imagine so. Could be wrong. Anyway, let's jump ahead. One final article. The sponsors bit nice. Why is that up there? Get out of here. Didn't mean to click that. Anyway, this is the one I meant to click. Natalie Clayton, also at PC Gamer, says hacking allegations. Nice. We go from cheating to cheating. Rock a $250,000 Warzone tournament before descending into chaos. A competitor was suspended, and then the accusation was withdrawn. Call of Duty Warzone's anti-cheat protections have once again come under fire after a player was ejected from a $250,000 trios tournament following accusations of cheating. Last night's Twitch rivals Doritos Bowl, featuring Call of Duty Warzone finals stream, came to an abrupt stop after Canadian competitor Metzi was accused of using an aimbot in the penultimate game of the series. The moment that raised suspicion was caught on stream below by fellow competitor Tommy Truran via Deserto, who dissects the clip to explain how Metzi's aim locks onto an opponent right as they enter his line of sight. Let's see how long this clip is.
He doesn't think, sorry. You see how his auto-aim fucks when the guy jumps out of the window? Are you ready? That guy jumps out the window. Now,
just pausing it for a second, just to give a bit of context for anyone listening. We are going to watch this clip. It's 28 seconds long. So this is a video clip of Tommy Truran posted on Deserto's social media. So that is the audio that you're hearing now.
Are you ready? That guy jumps out the window. Now watch this. Watch his aim lock onto the guy by accident because the riot shield isn't giving fuck all. And this is what we get sent 24/7. All this.
Anyway, after only an hour of downtime, Twitch rivals declared that Metzi had indeed cheated, removing him and teammates Cryptic Joker and Unifies from the tournament. In a statement to broadcasters and Metzi himself, Twitch claimed that the gameplay footage was unnatural beyond a reasonable doubt. Given the short amount of time and iffy quality of the footage, this call may have been made prematurely. Having watched the offending clip a dozen times, I'd be hard-pressed to make a call one way or the other. Let me just jump in quickly there. I looked at that. That's the first time I've seen it, and I wasn't sure. But then again, I don't play the game enough to know. So anyway, PC Gamer has emailed Twitch to describe its process for identifying and subsequently removing offending cheaters from the event. No response was forthcoming. Following the exclusion of these competitors, Twitch rivals opted to continue the tournament's final game with one less team, and while even a last place finish would net competitors a $1,200 share of the pot, Metzi and his team walked away with nothing. Adamant he hadn't used cheats, Metzi attempted to clear his name by joining Tommy on stream to comb through his computer files. After a few contentions over suspiciously empty hard drives, he ended up granting Tommy unprecedented access to his rig via remote access, giving the would-be investigator free rein to search for evidence. By the end of the stream, he's found little to none. Following that search, the tide seemed to turn back in Metzi's favour. As the catalyst for the accusations against Metzi, Tommy publicly apologised, saying that while he believed something was off, there simply wasn't enough evidence to have made the call. The whole debacle raises big questions for various parties, the players themselves, and the way social media can turn an offhand suspicion or allegation into a flashpoint. Twitch rivals, which seems to have acted hastily and without due diligence, and the COD community itself, which saw a questionable allegation of cheating as cast iron proof that Warzone's cheating situation is spiralling out of control. On the last point, even if it wasn't the case here, cheating is a problem for Warzone. High-level players have already found ways to hack. Do you know what? We don't need to worry about other stuff. That's going completely off the point. Long story short, a video got backing very quickly and action was made very, very swiftly. Potentially too swiftly, as it all kind of like there was apologisers, accusations withdrawn, but not before the player was kicked from a tournament. Bib, a lot to unpack there. What are your thoughts?
Well, as someone who has been around esports and admin tournaments before, I do think he was kicked a little bit hastily. If you are playing in a Twitch tournament like this, you would have to submit your camera feed to, I imagine, some admins. I don't know what their admin situation is like, but I imagine it should have just been as simple as, okay, it's under suspicion. Kind of don't tell him that you're under suspicion, but let him play out the next match, for instance, because the tournament still carried on without him. They just ejected them from and continued them to play. If there's been allegations of cheating, just let them play and just watch their screen. If it looks like they've got a bot, then you kind of just then you can flag it up. But just to see a clip like that and then just say, okay, we've looked at the clip 17, 18 times and it does look like you're cheating. Bye. I think you're kind of setting yourself up for maybe a legal action being taken against you, perhaps.
It's defamation of character without proof. By assuming that, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it conjecture? Is circumstantial? So the evidence could be used to explain your circumstances, but it could also be used to explain my circumstances. Yeah, fair enough. That guy jumped out of a window and he said that the bullets attacking the right shield weren't doing anything, so the aimbot switched to the other guy and then came back to the right shield. I haven't watched enough Warzone to look at that clip and see whether it looked like it was a natural snap to another player. For me, it looked like spray transfer. For me, if I'm shooting that guy but there's someone else there, in that split second, you're making decisions of, if two people cross paths, you make the decision of who you're following. Do you follow the guy that you've already been shooting, thinking that they may be on low health? I mean, this is without the shield, by the way. Thinking that they're low health, do you carry on to drop that guy? Or do you go to the other guy thinking, oh, well, I can take two out potentially? You're going to have to spray backwards, forwards, transfer backwards and forwards in your spray transfer. It just looked like a spray transfer to me, from one guy to the other and back. That's what it looked like. But yeah, I've not seen enough. Interestingly though, I mean, I hadn't seen enough, and then within the article it mentions that other people have looked at it and were like, actually, it doesn't look that bad. But the thing is though, when you've got someone that's an authority, this I've never heard of Thomas Truran, aka Tommy, before. That said, Callum is in the chat and says Tommy has been great for helping identify hackers in Warzone. Activision should hire him as their anti-cheat. See, I've never heard of him before, but he is an authority compared to me. So you naturally think, okay, well, if he's saying that's wrong, there's something amiss there. So people jumped on that and going, yep, that's wrong. Yep, that's wrong. And it's fueled and it's heated and it's right now. So it picks up pace and the ground's on. It starts to gather ground and it's I'm not surprised because the tournament, the Twitch Rivals tournament, is ongoing on Twitch right now. Hundreds of thousands of people, potentially, if not tens of thousands of people watching it for a $250,000 prize pool. Naturally, it will pick up steam. But for that to happen so quickly with one bit of evidence, I mean, until Twitch Rivals release, so it says PC Gamer has emailed Twitch to describe. I'm assuming that should say to ask them to describe its process for identifying and subsequently removing offending cheaters from the event, but no response was forthcoming. They were very quick to get rid of the person. Surely you'd be as quick to share your reasons why, unless
during the broadcast as well.
Yeah, exactly. Right at that point, you've got to make reasons. They were banned. You need a statement to say why they were banned. It just seems a bit cloak and daggerish, and I know it's difficult to have esports tournaments live on the fly being broadcast. We've had to deal with this. We've had stuff where we've had people complaining about certain things in the past, and it's difficult to do something. But you have to make your stance, stand by it, and explain it. If you don't explain it, then that's where it starts to get unpicked. So it just seems bizarre, hugely bizarre.
High-profile tournament as well. It's not as if it's just like a normal tournament. This is a massive Twitch tournament with £250,000 up for grab. You know what I mean? It's very dodgy. It's very dodgy. I mean, like you say, they better be ready to give something back, because defamation of character, all this slanderous stuff is going to come back and it's going to bite him in the ass at some point. This isn't good.
Just going to jump back to the article to bring this embedded tweet back up. Tommy, he says, I apologise for that, which will mean very little to a lot of you, and I know that. I didn't want to take it any further, but nobody else seemed to care about one or two, and he asked if I'd talk to him so he can prove he was clean, which he did. I'll hold my hands up and admit we were wrong. I'm sorry for letting a lot of you down. I don't know what more to say, but I accept and deserve anything that comes from this. Tommy isn't an admin. So nothing should come from this. He's allowed an opinion. And even as a content creator, he's allowed to say that he thinks someone is a cheater. And this person has then come and approved it, and he's apologised. I can't really fault Tommy for that. If I thought genuinely that something was amiss, I'd be saying, well, that looks dodge as fuck. And then if I had someone say, okay, well, I'll change your opinion. The fact that he's big enough to have his opinion changed seems decent to me. So I can't fault him. I mean, it's not desirable because someone's potentially lost $1,200. So I can't fault that. I mean, I'm not happy with that, but I still can't fault him. He is an external body, or is he an external body? Was he involved in the tournament? I don't know. So if someone can give me the context of that to change my opinion, fair enough. So I can't fault what he's done. Yeah, he's made an assumption that hasn't been correct, but he's corrected it and apologised for it. Moved on. It's the fact that we don't know elsewhere. That's the issue for me within there. Anyway, let me jump back up. Why can't people just play a game without cheating like dicks? If you're good at a specific game, show it without cheating. If you aren't, move on to something else that you're good at. That's it. Some people want to not play something else. They want to be that. And rather than getting good at it, knowing that they maybe can't ever get good at it, they just take the short road, which is just, you're not playing the game then. If you want to play a game, if you love CSGO or Warzone or whatever so much, but you want to get good at it, but you can't get good at it, so you cheat, you're still not playing CSGO. You're playing something different while everyone else plays CSGO, and people can't connect those dots, which is bizarre. It's a difficult call, that clip alone. You would need to spectate it more to confirm, says KK. Absolutely, that's what Bibbs has just said as well. You kind of need to highlight it, bring it on screen. Plum Rico says empty folders probably used to hold a stack of porn. Exactly, there you go. I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking. It did have some empty folders, but that's the wank bank. Sorry. Seen players with better aim than that get called cheaters. You see it all the time as well. I mean, you watch content creators of a high caliber like West, who plays PUBG. He's world class, pretty much ninja. Not Ninja the streamer, but like a ninja. I don't know if West's still here. I'm just trying to see if he's still in the chat. But yeah, you'll see content creators kill someone and then get called you fucking cheat, and it's like, literally, there's 10,000 people watching this person play this game without really paying attention. You just got melted. Get over it. But yeah, there's got to be a better process than that, says Show. It's a horrendous process. To make a better decision, they need more data to confirm it, says KK. Absolutely. Defamation, loss of earnings, it's mad. Slandering as well, yeah, absolutely. Callum says, Tommy is an ex-Call of Duty pro. He now plays Warzone for 100 Thieves. Okay, so that's how he managed to get the groundswell behind him. Stewart's inquiry, identifying and taking retrospective action is difficult. It is, but taking retrospective action, would you say that's more beneficial or more desirable than trying to put someone out now? I know it's difficult to take action after the fact, but would you rather ban someone afterwards, or would you rather jump to conclusions and take someone's chance away from them early? I mean, I'm not saying one's right or wrong. I'm devil's advocate in it here. I'm keeping my opinion back, which one I prefer. But if you, it's difficult to retrospectively punish people. So punish them after they've already been through and won. But is it better to kick someone out on a whim, someone that could be legitimate? And that's the difficult face-off. He was in the tournament. Oh, okay, didn't know. The best way...
Go on, sorry.
I was going to say to Show, the best way, in my opinion, to go about this is to play it out and hold the prize money until checks are done and use that window to make any decisions. Anyway, sorry, what are you saying?
I was going to say, Pirate knows as well as anyone. He's admin 1,000,001 different tournaments. So he says so many times in official tournaments, I felt like people were cheating and had to check things before taking action. It's not as simple as it looks like as there was cheating. That's exactly right. If there's element of that you think somebody's cheating, then I think the people who've made the decision on this have had a look at that clip, that 27-second clip, was it? 28-second clip.
Get your facts right, bitch. God, cheater.
And just maybe based off that, or someone in the Discord chat has said, "Yo, this guy's cheating," and then they've looked at that clip because someone may have clipped it on the stream or something. Rather than bringing his stream up or his feed and just looking at it for the next match and just seeing what the hell's going on. If this guy's managing to pull out 920s and lasering someone while shooting, or they're managing to snipe someone from the other end of the map, that's obviously clear and obvious. You don't even need the VAR with that shit. Do you know what I mean? But if it's just based off a small clip like that, you need to be sure, especially in a tournament like this with that prize pool and thousands of people watching. It can't just be as simple as we think you're cheating, sin a bit, mate.
Yeah.
Like this guy's gonna get sued out the ass.
It becomes like your word versus mine. I think you're cheating. All right, well I'm playing it and I'm not. Okay, yeah, well that looks like it. Okay, it might look like it, but it's not. Who's right and who's wrong? It's like suddenly it's he said, she said. That he said, she said on the she shore. That is not.
Let shit slip with the fat lip.
There you go.
All about the he said, she said bullshit. Sorry, I'm a bit of Limp Biscuit for you there.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to start like whipping out a red cap, but I've only got like browns and greens and stuff. So god damn it. But yeah, it's he said, she said is not something that will stand up in a court of law. So you can't take penal action, based on that, and that's what's happened here. So. Yeah, it sounds like a shit show. But that said, do you know what? I hope it's something that can be learned from. Twitch Rivals, for those of you who don't know, is basically Twitch Rivals is a platform that Twitch have created. It's a channel on Twitch where Twitch work with advertisers to put money behind esports broadcasts. You might have seen Dr. Disrespect and Boom TV making Code Red tournaments and things like that. This is Twitch's own tournaments. They've had PUBG Twitch Rivals, Valorant, CSGO, and Warzone. So Twitch Rivals, I hope that they learn from this. They aren't an esports organisation. They are a broadcaster delivering esports. So there is an excuse in there. It's not a great one, but there is excuse in there. Learn from it and move forward. And, I mean, that's the minimum I'd expect. I would probably be looking at something a bit more serious in terms of action taken and statements given, but if that's the minimum that we get from it, then I'm not that bothered, because whilst it is esports and whilst it is big money and could be life changing for some of these content creators, a lot of these content creators, it's par for the course, it's daily grind kind of thing. But yeah, doesn't mean it's excusable. So yeah, if we see learnings, then fine. But Twitch Rivals and Twitch need to take that one on the chin and realise that if you're delivering esports, I mean, they're delivering entertainment in the form of esports, but you're still delivering esports. You need to adhere to esports principles if that is the case. If you become big enough that esports entertainment becomes esports first and entertainment second, then you need to be held accountable as an esports provider. And they probably aren't there yet as an entertainment provider. But yeah, that's my thoughts. The reason I shouted West out, by the way, I can see he's in the chat, is I'm going to be having some of the boom sauce that you sent over. These are Bibby's bottles that are here. My bottles are now downstairs in the kitchen. I'm going to be having some boom sauce on a chicken sandwich for lunch anytime soon. So yeah, there you go. It probably will be mixed with the mayo. I think we're going for the smoky fix as well. So there you go. Also, speaking of which, let me see. There you go! Exclamation mark boom sauce. I added it to the chat. There's no spawn, no advertising. Me and Bibby got a couple of bottles of boom sauce, courtesy of West, because one of his friends is starting a business. Has started a business, has a business, creates their own sauce. So it's nice to share the love. So if you're interested in getting some spicy sausage, then there you go! Exclamation mark boom sauce in chat. Fill your boots. So yeah, as mentioned, not paid to say that. Just want to try help out another business or something. So if you want to click at the link, click at the link. And that is the end of the show. And a link, you lovely bastards. Well, there you go. It's hard, though. You let them play it and find out they are cheating. You punish the others in the game. You ban them quickly, and you have to make a hard decision with limited data. Yeah, exactly. Nothing's perfect, but I would say the ideal situation would be stall. Do as much data digging as you can now. And if you have irrefutable evidence, not he said, she said on 28-second clips, then you can make not a knee-jerk but a quicker action. If you don't have irrefutable evidence, then you just have to continue and monitor the situation. And I would have said, from my very limited understanding, that I wouldn't have seen that as irrefutable evidence myself. But what do I know? I don't know. So there you go. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the show. Thank you everyone for joining us. We had a lot of people in here at the peak earlier on, so appreciate it. The show continues to grow, and that is hugely, entirely down to you guys that are in here, that are joining in with the comments, that are just lurking and help adding to our viewing numbers, dropping the hosts, all of that stuff. Like I mention it, and I will continue to mention it all the time, every host, every view, every lurk hugely helps with the growth of the channel, and we appreciate that very, very much. As mentioned, me and Bib do this on the side of our day job, which is why we go live at 10 a.m. ish. It's when we can. It's when we can. So you guys being here is incredible. It helps so much, and it makes us feel all nice and warm inside, which is good. Also, if you want to feel warm inside, then fix up the heat with boom sauce. Type in boom sauce in chat now. Pow! I'm joking. No spawn. But seriously, click the link. We are going to dismiss. Speaking of boom sauce, hey, perfectly on time.
I hope they're paying us good money for this, Graham.
Me? Did you not get your payment? Oh, this is awkward.
Apparently not.
Yeah. Look at the stack. Yeah, that's massive. Absolutely, I'm not eating for a week. These mega sandwiches. But yeah, there you go. We are going to disappear. I am going to go and stick my head under a hot towel because I have all of the... what is that sandwich, says McGregor? That's two sandwiches. That's two sandwiches made with yesterday's leftover roast chicken. I didn't expect to be getting that much. So cheers, babe. Yeah, I'm not going to be back on with any content today. I don't know about you, babe. Are you going to be jumping on with anything?
Apart from this evening. Work. Yeah, so I've got something to do work-wise. After this, I will then see what Mrs. Bibb is doing because it's shopping day today. But I will definitely be live back at 8 o'clock tonight. I'll get a social graphic and all that shit made up. But maybe, yes. I don't know what with. I genuinely don't know what with. I'll figure it out. The best way to find out is by social media, innit, Graham? You know what I mean?
Exactly. And how can they find those out? Oh, actually, never mind. Madge's already done it. And so's Pirate.
Yeah.
Well, come on, you continue with your spiel.
The Madge and Pirate tag team going on in the chat. But yeah, you can find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. And then find us on our Discord. The link is in the chat. All we need you to do if you want to be involved with the show is to put the URL, add your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show. It should be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
It'll be probably 20 to 12, but if not then, 10 a.m. ish. God damn it. Appreciate you all being here. What is that sandwich? I've just seen it again. It's caught my eyes. But yeah, thank you all. Appreciate it. I'm going to go and eat some boom sauce. You can too, exclamation mark boom sauce in the chat once again. Hey. But yeah, obviously, I'm hard selling it. Cook it, don't cook it. It'd be nice if you could, and you don't have to. Thank you for being here. Bibby will be back 8 p.m. tonight with Resident Evil demo playthrough. So if you want to see this guy in his RPD hoodie shit himself, which is genuinely exceptional watching, I can confirm that I've been there to make him, not literally, but shit himself in person. It's fun. You want to see it. 8 p.m. tonight, come back for that. If not, we might be before. Get your notifications on. And if not for them, we'll definitely be back 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow with the next episode of The Scoop. Until then, have yourselves a fantastic day. And stay frosty.